Recorded? How can I help you? I'm on my way. Am I free to go?
No, so what are you doing up here?
Am I free to go?
I said,
Am I free to go?
not at the moment, man. I'm just asking you a couple of
So you're detaining me?
I'm asking you a couple of
So you're detaining me?
simple
Are you detaining me, yes or no?
I'm stopping to talk to you, mate, that's all.
So I can go then?
No, wait on.
Wait,
Wait
what
on,
are you
mate.
touching me? Are you touching me? What are you assaulting me for?
We're not assaulting you,
You're assaulting me?
No, we're not.
You are?
Am
Am I free to go?
No, we're just asking
So,
to speak
wait,
to you.
I've got witnesses there. Am I free to go?
No.
So you're detaining me?
Right.
Are you detaining me?
Yeah, you're being
So you're detained?
detained.
Alright, and what are you detaining me for? Well, I don't consent to that. I don't consent to that. I don't consent to that.
Don't you?
No. I don't consent to that.
No, darling, no.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Come and have a chat with us.
I don't consent to that. What are you touching me for?
Because I want to speak to you, mate.
But I don't consent. I don't want to talk to you.
Well, it doesn't matter what you
Yes, it does.
We still want to speak to you, don't
But I don't want to talk to you.
You don't want to speak to us at
No.
all?
No, I don't want to talk to you at all.
Not one bit?
Not one bit.
No.
Not one bit. And I don't consent to any of this. So why are you stopping me? Why are you arresting me? I've done nothing wrong.
Right.
You are. I've done nothing wrong.
It's a very simple question.
I never answered your question. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, but how is that harassment? Sorry, I failed to see how...
Because I want to go and you're stopping me from going. No, why are you grabbing me? That's assault. I'm pressing the charges. Because you're assaulting me. You're touching me. Why are you touching me? I've done nothing wrong. I'm trying to stop him.
He's put his arm out to prevent you from going round.
Well, that's
We're
assault.
trying to ascertain why you're here.
What do you mean it's ascertain why I'm here?
You tell
It's
me.
none of your business why I'm here.
It's every part of my
It's
business.
none of your
I'm
business.
employed.
It's none of your business. I knew my rights. You're not chatting to some fool who don't know his rights. I knew my rights. You're not allowed to stop me. You're not allowed to talk to me unless I consent to it.
So
I do
you're
not.
allowed to go around and do whatever you like.
No, I'm not. If I don't break any laws, which I've not broke any law, you've got no authority over
How
me.
does an officer find out whether you have or you haven't?
Do you know what? I'm not even into this talk.
Hang on, hang on.
Why are you touching me? Do you know how many times
You're walking into me,
You're committing assault. I'm not walking into you. I'm trying to walk away from you. Look, why do you keep touching me?
That's assault.
That's assault. That's
You didn't get stop searched, all right?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
I believe
No,
you
I'm not. You know,
can.
I don't consent to a search. I don't consent to a
Maybe you
search.
can
No, I don't consent to a search.
Come over here.
Yo,
To us.
you're my witnesses, you know. Can you witness this,
Yeah,
please?
can you witness? Can you witness?
Please, come on.
Thanks.
The police right to stop and search people under UK terrorism laws has been ruled illegal by the European Court of Human Rights. The case was brought by an activist and a journalist who was stopped on their way to an arms fair in 2003. Our Home Affairs correspondent, June Kelly, is at the Home Office now. June, just how much of a setback do you think this is for the government's fight against terrorism?
Well, certainly disappointment here tonight at the Home Office, George. Ministers say stop and search is an important tool in the fight against terrorism. Now, how it works is that if any of us are in a designated stop and search area, we can be stopped by the police. And in recent months, photographers and tourists have complained that they were being stopped simply for taking pictures of, say, Buckingham Palace or a London bus. Now, in London, the Met Police have cut back on the number of stop and searches they've been doing, and the message has gone out from the force's top brass to officers on the ground to use their common sense. Black and Asian people also say they are targeted disproportionately in stop and search, and today's European ruling acknowledges that there is a risk of discrimination with the whole system. But today's ruling does not mean an end to stop and search, because ministers do intend to seek to appeal against this decision. Tonight the message from the Home Secretary is that it is business as usual, although civil liberties groups are claiming victory.
A harmless hobby or a potential danger to the public? Nicholas Ling is a keen amateur photographer. On November the 12th last year, he says officers from the Met Police stopped and searched him outside West Ruislip train station under Section 44 of the Terrorism Act.
I said, how can I be stopped here? It's a public footbridge.
And you were only taking photos of trains?
I was, yes.
And what did you think?
I thought it was totally unnecessary, because it's not like I was vandalising anything. All I was doing is just standing here with my camera.
Nicholas's case is becoming more common, at least according to the Railway magazine. Its deputy editor says his postbag has been filling up with similar complaints.
There's a lot of anger. It's not just railway enthusiasts, it's people in the street, it's tourists being hassled, it's students who are doing photography and architecture courses, and it's people just walking up and down the street who just want to take a picture of anything. Even MPs have been hassled as well.
So what is Section 44? Well, it gives police officers the power to stop and search us in specific areas without the reasonable need to suspect us of being involved in terrorism. Currently, though, it's being applied across the whole of London. The guidance to officers is to use it sparingly. The latest figures, though, show that's not the case. From October 2006 to September 2007, the Met stopped and searched more than 54,000 Londoners. Yet for the next 12-month period, the numbers almost tripled. And of those, just over 1,200 were arrested. So is it being overused, and is it an effective weapon against terrorism? One legal expert doesn't think so.
History teaches us that if you give the police too much power, eventually they will misuse that power, and I think that's what's happened with Section 44. If you look at some of the occasions when it's been used, for example, the arms fairs protests and the Heathrow runway protests, people were stopped and searched under Section 44 when neither could be said to be likely to involve terrorist activity.
So it's increasingly controversial. Back in 2004, the Met Police Authority said the power trampled on the basic human rights of too many Londoners. The accusation is that you're misusing this power. Are you?
No, we're not. The feedback, the very limited complaints and the public reaction to the way we go about this use of this power shows that we're not misusing it overall or in specific cases. We recognise the sensitivities, but remember it is a really important method of deterring and preventing terrorism and reassuring the public at large that we're here to make London safer.
That, though, won't reassure people like Nicholas Ling and perhaps many others who make up the tens of thousands of Londoners being stopped and searched each year. The Met and the Police Authority are now reviewing Section 44.
Where you from? I'm from a place where the streets are filled with snakes and smiling faces, they plot to do you wrong. Where you from? I'm from a time when a man to take you down, they see you making pounds, flashing it around like you the don. Cause where I'm from, they don't give a fuck if you got talent, only got love for your bank balance, like give me the one. That's where I'm from. Don't ever get it twisted, yeah I'm really from the ends, now what the fuck you